Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Mike Brenner coming to you with the Brenner Blast and the Brenner Breakdown for Friday, March 9th. All right, I had two picks yesterday on the video picks. Oklahoma City Thunder, they pushed on that first quarter, and I had Golden State on that first half. Steph Curry went down within the first 2 minutes, and I knew already they had Iguodala and West out. Does it change the dynamics? You're damn right. Did it probably affect the bet? It did. But is it an excuse? Hell no. It was a loss, so now we got to get it back. It also affected my private pick. All right, I had two private picks. We had a push with Nevada, and then we had Golden State in that third quarter. But the third quarter didn't come through. Again, no Steph Curry, but you know what? It's part of the game. Who could have called that one? He's going out within 2 minutes. But we'll get it back today. I feel a surge coming on, baby. Got 3 picks total. Let's get into it. College basketball. Early game today at 3:30. Georgia taking on Kentucky. Kentucky's going to be -5. All right, they lost by 5 to Kentucky earlier this year. Georgia did. Georgia beat Missouri, squeaked by 62-60 yesterday to get that win and be able to move on. Yante Maton, 21 points and 10 boards. He better have a big game if Georgia wants to go dancing. 11-1 in SEC tournament. That's what Kentucky is since 2014. They beat Georgia 13 out of 14 times. We do have a pick in this. The game is -5. Guess what? We're pulling that trigger, baby, on the first half with Kentucky -2.5. Then you got Providence taking on Xavier. All right, they beat Creighton 72-68. Xavier, they had their hands full, losing 81-72 at Providence in January, but they pounded St. John's yesterday. No call in this. Xavier -7.5. Then you got UCLA taking on Arizona. Aaron Holiday for UCLA. He's averaged 28 points the last 5 games. Steve Alford said this kid is definitely the leader. He is the quarterback of this team, and we go as he goes. They had an 88-77 win over Stanford. A win today will guarantee them a ticket to the dance. That's right, for UCLA. Arizona, it's a revenge game. They lost 82-74 earlier in the year to the Bruins. They're going to be ready to go. DeAndre Ayton, he didn't have a great offensive game against Colorado, but his presence was felt on those boards. Arizona -4.5. No call. And you got West Virginia taking on Texas Tech. West Virginia's got that beat-down defense, Bob Huggins style. They forced 22 turnovers in the win versus Baylor. All right, 13-point win. Texas Tech, squeaked by yesterday, 73-69. That was a battle against TCU. Right now, there's no line. It's off the board. But it's West Virginia, Texas Tech. No call in that one. Then you got North Carolina taking on Duke, the fiercest rivalry in college basketball, bar none. North Carolina pounded Miami after that slow start. Hell, they were down 14-0. They missed their first 13 shots, but they came back in that second half. They buried them. Duke, on the other hand, dismantled Notre Dame yesterday after a slow start. Ended up winning 88-70. Coach K and Duke are 7-0 at the Barclays Center, so look out. These two teams split the season series. There's no line as of yet. I'm not on it. I will enjoy it as a fan. North Carolina taking on Duke. And you got Butler in the Big East taking on Villanova. Oh, man, this is revenge for Villanova. They looked great yesterday. They pounded Marquette 94-70. Butler, all right, they beat Nova 101-93. So this is that. Somebody going to pay for that shit. And yesterday, Butler squeaked by Seton Hall with a late tip in. There's no line out as of yet. Villanova against Butler. No call in that one. And you got Clemson ACC battle taking on Virginia, #1 in the country. They pounded Louisville 75-58. They held Clemson to 31% shooting when they beat them. They didn't beat them. They pounded them in January 61-36. So Clemson remembers that. They're 1-6 versus Virginia in ACC tournament play since 2004. Virginia is -7 in that game. I've got no call on it. K-State taking on Kansas. That's right, the in-state rivals. You got Bill Self coaching up against Bruce Weber. K-State squeaked by 66-64 win over TCU. Telling you right now, McCall Malin, 16 points, 9 boards. They better bring it, though, all right, because this could be a signature win that might make their difference for going to the dance. And you got Kansas, who absolutely pounded Oklahoma State 82-68. I told you it's hard to beat any team 3 times in a row in this league, and it sure played out as well. It's done it 3 times this year. It's hard to do that, all right? All 3 occasions, the team that lost twice has gotten the outright win. All right, again, Kansas -6 over K-State. No call. That's college basketball, and all those games are later today, so you don't have to rush with them. Then Let's get into NBA. Washington is taking on New Orleans. No line out as of yet. Washington 1.5 games out of that number 3 spot. They've lost 3 of 4 at home. The road might be the remedy for them, but they have beat New Orleans 11 out of the 12 times. New Orleans going for 11 wins in a row, but when they got that 10th win, it was costly. Anthony Davis sprained ankle. He's probably not playing. Matter of fact, I'm sure he's not. Newly acquired Miratek, who stepped in. He got 17 points in the win the other day. He needs to have a huge game because Washington is in desperate mode. There's no line right now, no call on that. Washington against New Orleans. All right, guys, here we go. This is that one. This is Golden State taking on Portland. And again, no excuses, but when Curry goes down, changes that dynamics of that team, especially when you already have some players that weren't playing. Something's got to give in this game, though. Portland's won 8 in a row. Golden State won 7. D. Lillard, 354 points his last 10 games for Portland. Holy cow, that's getting it done, boy. That's a leader right there. Golden State, it looks like Iguodala, West, and Curry are not going to be playing tonight, so Thompson and Durant better bring it. No call on that. Golden State -4. Then you got the Lakers taking on Denver. Denver's favored here -6.5. They're in a 3-way tie for that 8th spot, so they got to get this done. They got to get this win tonight. They split their first 2 meetings this year with the Lakers. Lakers have won 6 of 7. Brook Lopez, the veteran, his presence in that locker room and on the sidelines has made a big, big difference for this team. Trust me, all the youngsters said so as well. He had 27 points in that 108-107 win against the Magic. Again, Lakers, they've won 6 out of 7. Denver at home, favored -6.5. No call in that one. And you got Cleveland taking on the Clippers. Cleveland is a dog again. Clippers favored -1. Are Cleveland picking up steam? Are they learning to fly, as Tom Petty would say? Well, you know what? With that new core group, they're definitely playing better basketball. LBJ says he likes the chemistry. Clippers are trying to make some noise for a playoff run. They're tied with 2 teams for that 8th spot. But Doc Rivers got his hands full. You've got DeAndre Jordan, though. As long as he's on the court, that team will not quit. I guarantee that. And we're going to end it up with the Houston Rockets taking on Toronto. All right, Toronto, they had to fight for their life against the lousy Detroit Pistons, and they got the overtime win. Were they overlooking that team, looking too far ahead to Houston? I don't know. I don't know if that's possible, but it could be. Both of these are number 1 seeds. Toronto trying to hang into number 1 seed in the East. Houston trying to outdo Golden State for that number 1 seed in the West. And trust me, home court advantage is everything. Plus, you got Houston going for number 19. Unbelievable, this team. They're unbelievable what they're accomplishing. All right, the team's focused on defense. You got Capella stepping up, Ariza, Eric Gordon. Harden's playing great defense. D'Antoni says, I love coaching this team. Toronto, I don't know if they can hang. I just don't know if they can hang. We've got to pick in this. We're pulling that trigger, baby. Houston Rockets on the full game -2. And I got 2 other picks, so let's go over the 3 picks total. In college, we're going with Kentucky on that first half -2.5. In NBA, we're going with the Rockets on the full game -2. And our third pick is a 3-team 7-point mixed teaser. They got 1 NBA team and 2 college teams. Your site will allow you to do that. All right, I've done the breakdown. We're taking on this 3-team teaser. Virginia, which will be even after the adjustment. Kentucky, which will be +2 after the adjustment. And Cleveland Cavaliers +8 after the adjustment. 3 picks. Kentucky in the first half, Rockets on the full game, and a 3-team teaser with Virginia, Kentucky, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, guys, it's weekend time. Pay it forward. Spend that quality time with your family. That is everything. And help a stranger out along the way. And if you start losing some bets, don't get into climbing that ladder and trying to chase. That's what buries people. Conference tournaments take out a lot of people before the big dance. Then they can't even place their bets then. So stay disciplined. Please stick to the plan. And a fluke was a fluke yesterday. Bad beat when you get an injury. Is it an excuse? Hell no. We're going to go for the win today. We're going to go for a 3-0 sweep of the board. All right, guys, thank you so much at YouTube. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And do yourself a favor. Bet responsible. Beat your bookie. And build that bank with Brenner. The weekend's here. We're going to get it done. Let's go for the sweep tonight. And don't forget, the Brenner Blast and the Brenner Breakdown is coming to you, baby.